So tip 32, I know that sounds funny because there's only 5 tips, but it's in our sequence. So if you wanted to go to my social media to catch up, we're now at tip 32. Use crisp language. Speak clearly and avoid jargon to ensure your message is easily understood. To make your presentation accessible and engaging, get rid of that jargon. Use simple, clear language that everyone will understand regardless of their background. So, some of the steps to achieving that is number one, know your audience. Everyone has lingo, everybody has jargon. So, know your audience. Use plain language. I don't like to say this phrase, but dummy it down. Don't use complex terms. Even something as simple as utilize, say use. We don't have to search for those fancy ways to say something simple. Having said that, explain necessary terms. If you use specific terminology and you're not sure that everyone is on that same page, then just explain it. Take a sentence to explain it. One of my passions is avoid acronyms and abbreviations. Every industry has acronyms, has abbreviations. I understand it. But if you are not 1000% sure that everybody knows that acronym, simply say what it is. So I am sure most of you, if I told you I was a certified and licensed SLP, I am pretty sure that most of you would not know what that was. An SLP is a speech language pathologist. So I wouldn't just say SLP, I would say certified SLP, which is a speech language pathologist. Now I can refer in this conversation to the SLP because I've defined it simply and easily. And get practice, get feedback on your presentation, ask for feedback. So perhaps maybe you'll even present to a partner who may not be familiar with your industry, so then they can ask, I'm not sure what that term is. When you eliminate jargon, you ensure that your message is clear and easily understood, making sure that it is an effective delivery. Let me pause. I see 2 questions. What is the average amount of practice needed or times to run through for a 15-minute presentation? I'm not sure how to address your name, Telemakar. Sorry. But it really depends. You want to practice it enough to get comfortable with it. One really important key is practice the first 3 to 5 minutes and the last 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 10 times more than the whole 15 minutes, because you want to always make sure you start strong and end strong. You might have butterflies. You might get a little nervous, but if you practice those first few minutes so many times, you will just flow naturally. And by the time you get into 4 minutes to 10 minutes, you'll be coasting because you'll have overcome those nerves. So it's really up to you how much you want to practice. But I can tell you, and I have been presenting for close to 18 years, I practice multiple times before my events. My events are longer than 15 minutes, but I always practice the introduction and the ending a little bit more. So practice and get comfortable. Jack, thank you for saying hello. How to understand fast English. That's a great question, Jack. And I try to reach so many people with my YouTube, which now has 105,000 subscribers. Great question, Jack. I try to educate the mass when I'm speaking to native English speakers. And it's all about delivering the message with that strategic pause. However, unfortunately, not everyone watches my videos or hires me to speak to their teams. It is challenging, but the more you listen, listen to TV, listen to audio recordings, the more your ear will get used to it. But again, I'd love to reach the world and let them learn how to use the strategic pause to have greater impact with the global world.